Well, I think the Prime Minister has shown since 2019 that he is an extremely effective leader.
Really? Again, really? Okay, alright. Right, this one should be fun. Now we got twat-face Moggy out defending Boris Johnson for committing a crime and lying about it in Parliament. And we've also got lovely Julia Hartley Brewer, someone that I'm almost definitely always disagree with. But who knows? We might find some common ground in this interview. Let's see.
Well, let's talk to Minister for Brexit Opportunities in the Cabinet, Jacob Rees Mogg, who joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
The Prime Minister has apologised. He said he's sorry, he understands the anger and frustration, but he's basically told us to move on. Can we move on with the Prime Minister, who's the first Prime Minister in British history to be given a fixed penalty notice to accept that he has committed a criminal offence while in office?
Well, hold on about fixed penalty notices. They've only existed since the 1980s. So
that's okay then.
Oh, the 80s. You should have said the 80s, of course. Of course it doesn't matter if the law was only made in the 80s. You fucking prick.
But I'm old-fashioned, apparently, in this country for thinking that a Prime Minister who brings in laws where he basically locks people in their homes, takes away all of our fundamental civil liberties because we're told it's because of COVID and a virus that could kill us. If he then breaks those rules, and who knows how many more fines he will face, this was just the first fine he may be facing for breaking those rules. And if he then lies about having broken those rules to Parliament, that he is unfit for public office. Why do you think he is still fit to serve as our Prime Minister?
Well, I think the Prime Minister has shown since 2019 that he is an extremely effective leader who gets the big decisions consistently right.
Really? Again, really?
And I think you need a country that is led by somebody who is capable of doing this. I think he got all the big decisions right in relation to Brexit.
What has he got right, Moggy? It's bollocks. Nothing's right. It's shit. Look at the news. Read it.
He got the big decisions right during the pandemic.
Oh, God. It's painful. Fucking painful.
And he's getting the big decisions right as a global leader at the moment.
Now, Julia, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like we've become closer over the last 5 minutes, and I know that you're going to do the right thing and call him out on his bullshit. I know you are. You're not going to let him get away with it. You're not.
I'm very happy about Brexit. I'm very, very proud of what Britain is doing when it comes to Ukraine. I think we are leading the world on that.
Oh, Julia, it was going so well. We were on a roll. We had a good 5 minutes of agreement then. Now it's all gone to shit.
When he was first asked about this, he'd said, look, I did this. These were all the occasions. I'm really sorry. I was completely wrong. Maybe people would forgive him. But he first of all denied any knowledge of any parties. He said he was as horrified as everyone else was by the idea there had been parties. Then he said that he didn't think there had been parties. These were gatherings, they were work meetings. Then he said he wasn't at any. And then he said he was at them, but he didn't think there were parties. And now he's saying he wasn't aware that he was breaking the rules. He's changed his story about 5 times, and each one of those has been a lie.
Yes, Julia, we're back on board now. We're like yo-yoing around, but we're back. We're back together. You made the point about the lie. The lying is the important thing. And all your Boris Johnson defenders go, oh, you know, he was working with the same people all day, so it doesn't matter if they had a party. It was only 10 minutes, just a slice of cake. That's not the important thing. I couldn't care less about that, to be honest. It's the lying in Parliament. If, as you say, it was just a slice of cake or it was just this, then why did he lie about it? Why did he lie? The lying is the important thing. He got up in Parliament and he lied, and it's proven that he lied. It's not. We know about the lies, the millions of different lies that he's had over all this time. We know about those. but none of them have been proven yet. This one is proven that he lied. People get out the road. Yeah, thank you. I won't run you over if you get onto the path. There we go. That's the one. That's the one. Now let's see what twat-faced Moggy's got to say about it.
Well, let's first of all consider what you were saying at the beginning of that paragraph, which is that you would rather have a worse leader of this country because of something that happened 2 years ago. Now, is that really in the national interest? Are you really saying to me that you would like a leader who would have kept us in lockdown longer, who might not have got the vaccine?
Might not have got the vaccine? The bloody language that this twat-faced Moggy uses. People believe this rubbish. They'll watch talk radio. They go, oh, only Boris would have got the vaccine. Only Boris. What? This is what it took for Boris Johnson to get the vaccine. Oh, hello, Pfizer here. Would you like to buy our vaccine? Yes, please. That's it. Anyone can do that. But I guess Mogg is holding this up as Boris's great achievement. So, I mean, well, it makes sense, really. I mean, if that's all you've got to praise Boris for his great achievements, is just saying, can I have some of that vaccine, please? Yes. Okay, here's some money. Then I guess that makes sense completely.
Who would be most unlikely to be a leader on the world stage because somebody came into the Prime Minister's office and wished him happy birthday.
That's not what happened.
That's
not what happened.
Right, Julia, this is where you've lost me again, because you're off point again. You were on point with the lying before, but you've just let Mogg take you straight away from the lies, because that's the only thing that Mogg can't defend. You can't defend Boris Johnson lying in Parliament. You can't defend that. But what you can defend is the party, whether it matters. It was just a piece of cake. Only, he was working with the people at the same time. It doesn't matter. Those things you can push away as tittle-tattle nonsense that doesn't really matter. But the lying in Parliament, this lie...
Since these allegations emerged, that there was no party and that no COVID rules were broken.
You can't defend that, and this is what I keep getting sick of and keep seeing interviewers fall for this trap. I thought, Julia, you're supposed to be better than this. You're supposed to be a good, well, I don't know, is she supposed to be a good interviewer? I'm not sure, but she spent all of 2 seconds on the point of the lying in Parliament. She spent about 2 seconds on that. Okay, I'll give it to her that she actually mentioned it, but she allowed Jacob Rees Mogg to change the subject straight away onto, what was he saying? He was saying, yeah, but you like Boris Johnson, so why does it matter? It's better to have someone in that you like than getting rid of them. Just taking away from the lies. And every single interviewer, time after time, I keep seeing doing this. It infuriates me. They get, all right, guys, it's, just go across the... It infuriates me. Every single interview that has a Conservative MP on, they get them to dictate the narrative of the conversation, and they just take them into this point of the party and not the lying in Parliament. They can't justify the lying in Parliament. If I was there, I said, like, right, Mogg, okay, this is Boris Johnson lying right here. We just saw the clip. He lied. He said he didn't know about any parties. He didn't attend any parties. We now know that's untrue. So he lied. Can you get behind that? Mogg would go, well, what we need to think about really is whether he's doing a good job. No, Mogg, you twat. He lied. Should he have done that? And would you expect your Prime Minister to lie or not in Parliament? Yeah, frustrates me. Because I wasn't going to do another video about this. I was going to do a video about Rwanda. But the whole point of Rwanda is to deflect our attention away from Boris Johnson lying in Parliament. So in a way, I kind of feel like I don't want to talk about it. But I can sum up Rwanda anyway in a few seconds. Deliberately put out there to take our attention away. It's going to cost millions of pounds. So I heard something like 2 million per person we send out there. Absolutely ridiculous, let alone the humanitarian crisis of it and the fact that Rwanda is not the greatest place in the world. Forgetting all that, if you just want to go for the pure point of what the anti-immigration crew are getting upset about, last year they were on GB News and Talk Radio going, they're putting them up in hotels, these immigrants coming along in dinghies, they're at the taxpayer expense, they're putting them up in hotels. I think a hotel is a bit cheaper than a fucking flight to bloody Rwanda or a boat to Rwanda. How are people getting on board with this bollocks? Seriously, it's going to cost a fortune if it ever even gets done. I'm fairly certain they're just chucking it out there, like I say, just to deflect our attention from Boris Johnson in Parliament. But that's all I've got to say on Rwanda. And I didn't want to do too much on it because for that sole reason, it was just to deflect our attention. I feel like I'm screaming in a vacuum when I talk about Boris Johnson. Our Prime Minister lied in Parliament, and we knew. He's done hundreds of lies, we know this, but this one is the first one that has been rock solid proven. No dispute, no nothing, it's fact. He lied in Parliament. And how is anyone... It's like that film. I haven't seen the film, but I know the premise of the film, that latest Netflix one, Don't Look Up, or whatever it's called, with Leonardo DiCaprio, where the scientists are telling the president about a meteor that's going to hit Earth, and the president, I think he's like a Trump type, isn't he, where he's just like, yeah, it's fake news, and they're not believing him. It's like well, me and you guys out there listening, I know you're intelligent people and you're doing the same. It's like I'm screaming, I'm like, the guy lied in Parliament. There's no trust here now. How can you trust a single word he says? You have to be able to trust your Prime Minister when he's going to come out with new policy, when he's going to talk about this, if there's new coronavirus strains. Not that coronavirus is a massive thing anymore at the moment, but you have to be able to trust your Prime Minister. As soon as that trust goes, it's gone. It's gone forever. Anyway, that's me done, guys. Till next time, take care.